we're live. It's all yours, man.
Hello, everyone. I am Steven, and these are my hapless victims. We are playing Monty Cook Games' Darkest House, and this is session 3. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Just have to be.
You got to be a rebel there, don't you?
Hi, people.
Hello.
Greetings, planet Earth.
For those of you who don't know what Darkest House is, it's a module that's designed to be dropped into any pre-existing campaign. It can go into a sci-fi game, a modern game, Call of Cthulhu, D&D, anything you want. We've hacked it a bit. We are playing just the Darkest House module. We do not have a pre-existing game that we are dropping this in. And I think we're going to be doing just fine that way as well. For those of you who missed our 2 previous sessions, we've introduced our characters, which I will have them reintroduce again soon. But we've gone over their childhood bonds of how they experienced a very traumatic event, witnessing the disappearance of Stephanie's younger brother, Rowan, and a shared trauma of being in a haunted house, which they have found themselves in again 20 years later as adults. They are now inside the house, well within. They've explored a few rooms, and when we last left them off, Wayne, where were we?
Yeah, so we were basically at what looked essentially like an exact replica of my childhood home, which is a trailer basically from where we grew up in Maine. I was very poor. It had like a little picnic table out front that was effectively like the dining table. Was my car there? Like, was the Range Rover there, or is like my dad's car or anything there?
Outside the front porch, and it was in a matrix-like void loading room.
Okay.
You have about 20 foot by 20 foot square circle-ish area in front of the trailer, and everything else is just limitless white.
Is everybody else here with me, or is it just me?
So you have opened the door into this room from a hallway. And you are still in that hallway, standing there with the door open. Why don't you describe your character for us, too?
Yeah, so Wayne Culver is a little bit of a hipster guy, but he's how old are we again? I can't remember how old we were.
Early 30s.
Early 30s, yeah. Early 30s. He's a recovering drug addict, and his drug problems led him into social work and drug rehab, which is what he's doing now. He had a very rough childhood growing up. His mother, wasn't there. His dad did his best. His mother died in childbirth, and he just never really had a particularly good time growing up. Got into drugs, and has been doing better lately. Also, he's tried to play guitar. He's got like a little ponytail. His hair's a little long. Still wears black clothes, like black jeans and kind of sort of black flannel and stuff every now and then, especially now that since it's winter time-ish. So,
and what are you doing as you're looking into this childhood memory?
I think I froze, actually. I think what the fuck is this?
And I believe it was Stephanie who was immediately behind Wade. Stephanie, give us a description of your character.
Stephanie's pretty short. She's got bottle green dyed hair, but it's not well maintained, so you can see her dark roots peeking through. It's up in a bun. She's super pale. She's a mortician. She works at night. She's always wearing a clunky pair of combat boots. Even hiking, she's wearing just like a pair of leggings, a sweater, and then this big old Carhartt jacket over top of it. And she probably like just puts her hand on Wayne's shoulder and like peeks around and be like, what do you mean?
and you are still in this dim hallway, just a couple feet behind Wayne, and it's almost blindingly bright looking past into this room. The rest of this house is very poorly lit, and that white, it's just shocking, the difference. So as soon as your eyes adjust, you can see this trailer, and you two did grow up together, but how much time would she have spent at your place, Wayne? Would she recognize this right away?
I think she would probably recognize it, especially if I'm reacting to it. But I highly doubt we ever spent a lot of time at the trailer. I think I think Wayne was probably embarrassed or apprehensive about doing so. His dad had a temper, wasn't abusive necessarily, but had temper and could easily embarrass him and stuff like that. So I think he probably would have avoided hosting game nights or anything like that there, but I might have gotten picked up there at some point if somebody was driving a car in like teenage years or something like that.
So what are you two doing then? Jimmy and Harold, you are further back, and you see some bright light up ahead, but you can't quite make out what's in there.
I think Wayne's like his demeanor, which he's tried to maintain, like a calm, like focused demeanor, most of the times probably cracking at this point. And why is my fucking dad's trailer in this room, Stephanie?
I don't
Why is my fucking dad's trailer in this fucking room, Stephanie?
all sorts of weird shit has been happening, Wayne.
Nobody else has the fucking house within a house.
Yeah, but my brother died in a house. Maybe your dad's dead in there.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
I mean, you never liked your dad, right? I'm not good at this shit, Wayne. I'm sorry. Do you want to go the other way?
No, I want to know what you think. Think we can go inside?
You want me to go look?
Where are the rest of them? Jimmy?
What do you want?
Jimmy, go ahead and describe your character real quick.
Well, my character is a former junior league baseball player who was attacked by dogs as a child, and shortly thereafter, his stepdad / coach passed away from an aggressive mouth cancer. So he's been sort of robbed of his childhood dream and now works at a cannery. He lost all of his teeth from a horrifying incident at the house shortly thereafter, and has just been clubbed in the face by books. So he's not exactly feeling too hot right now.
But you do still have teeth. They're just not the originals, right?
Right. The original teeth are gone. I just have dentures. These new ones were just paid for by my insurance from the cannery. And now I don't even know. Maybe they're chipped. God, I don't even know. I took a lot of hits from books.
I didn't want our audience to think you were going around just all gums.
Oh, no. I mean, I could. They're dentures. I'll just take them out.
All right, I'm sorry I interrupted. Wayne, you were calling to Jimmy?
Yeah, I was just calling back. Jimmy, Harold.
Yeah.
Harold, why don't you go ahead and describe your character? Let's interrupt again.
Who is Harold? Harold's a short, thin, your professional haircut, balding, copper wire from glasses. Basically, he's like the most dad looking of the group. He's a goddamn therapist because his mother was batshit and ruined his childhood, and he accidentally killed her with a drug overdose. So
well, we haven't conclusively proven it was you, right?
No, but I'm pretty sure it was me. I also like wine. I brought plenty of wine for this trip, but no one else really appreciates it.
Is it in a box?
How dare you, sir?
I'm recovering, man. I'm a recovering addict. I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, I keep forgetting and offering you one
Yeah.
anyway.
You do it all the time. It's fantastic. Oh, I love it. I think Wayne will just sort of like just start to slowly step forward, and he'll just be like, wait here. Like, not even really thinking too much about what he just said, and just kind of wander towards the door, actually, of the trailer.
Yeah, you take a couple steps forward and you can feel the dirt under your feet. It's identical to everything, every detail. You feel a slight breeze and it carries the smell of cheap cigarette smoke, which you have always associated with the trailer park. Looking at the trailer, you can see the blinds are closed as they normally were growing up. There's a light on. You might see a shadow moving here and there, but you can't really tell. It could be something on the other side, or it could be someone inside.
I'll cautiously, like, slowly, like, walk up to the door, like, with some sense of disbelief, and like I'll just be like, Dad, you in there? And I'll try to open the door.
So you're crossing about 20 feet or so of dirt and going up the porch. Are the rest of you following, or are you staying back in that hallway?
I think I'll follow, if anything, to get further away from the library we were just in, or the study, the den.
Stephanie, you're following as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wayne, you're not going to hear a response from Dad, but you will feel a slight vibration, like the trailer when someone's walking around like a heavier man. You can feel just a little bit of shaking, and there is that inside.
Is it locked?
It turns. You want to open it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you open it. Whoop.
And like Stephanie like yells out, don't open doors until we're all together. I know this is personal, but this place is weird.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Dad. And I'll open the door anyway.
All right, you open the door to see another room entirely different than what you grew up in. This is. I'm sorry, 1 second. Gotta find the right link here.
Thought this place burnt down.
What you see is a square room, dimly lit, another door on the other side, and in the middle is a bier with a closed casket on top. And there is a slow line of translucent processioners, which you should all see now. Needless to say, this is not the trailer you grew up in.
Are they wearing the dated clothing that we see them in, like the Victorian era?
Yes.
Okay. Hello?
There's no real
Excuse me.
response from the processioners. Whatever you say, they continue to just sleep. They continue to quietly weep, and they pause for a minute in front of the casket before they continue going to the other side.
I'll lean over my shoulder, lean back, look to see that there's still the trailer. Am I looking like double checking to make sure that the door I just opened was in fact the trailer?
And the door that you open actually lets in quite a bit of light into this room. It appears to be the main source of light right now.
Stephanie, there's people in here.
There's
people in here.
Look. Okay, I'm coming. Let me see. Oh no. She says as she looks and are we supposed to get in line?
I want to know who's in the casket. I want to know who's in the casket.
There's a beer on top.
What kind of beer is it?
No, the beer BIER, which is just
Oh,
like
okay.
the frame
I
that
was
the
thinking like
casket rests
trailer
on.
park, like yeah. Okay.
Schlitz.
Yeah, that's
No,
cool.
no
I was like,
yeah.
is it old Milwaukee? Because if it's old Milwaukee, that's my old man, like for sure.
There's just
I
like
was
six
thinking-
24 packs under
St.
the
Ives
casket.
malt liquor. Okay.
Bunch of Colt 45 bottles. Just
Wayne will go inside.
All right, it's archaic word for an archaic room. All right, so you are coming from the door on the left of this little map here, and you can see the casket there. There's a couple desks and dressers, and on either side of the room, there are curtains that go from floor to ceiling.
Which side would you say we were coming in from? Sorry.
From the left.
Okay. All right.
And there are I'm sorry. There are also vases of flowers littering the floor of the room.
Okay. I mean, I think Wayne is he's unsettled. Like this is his home. Like now we're inside. There's a casket. Like I think he's just in his head. He's just thinking who's in the casket. And so he's going to go right for that. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but that's going to be Wayne's modus. That's what he's doing.
All right. Are you going to try and open the casket, or you're just walking up to it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna eventually try to do it. I wasn't know if other people wanted to do stuff first, but like I think that's where Wayne's gonna head.
So
He's
Wayne
gonna
will
try
be
to
the
get-
first one in the room, and then Stephanie, you were right behind him. Harold, Jimmy, are you following in?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So the four of you now see this procession, and as you enter the room, the visitors seem to thin out. There are less people coming through the door on the opposite side, and that's also the door they're leaving out of as well. They circle around the casket, and it starts to slowly trickle down. There are less visitors coming through as you enter.
I mean, good.
I was gonna check behind one of the curtains.
The curtain closest to you,
Mm-hmm.
It has a window. It's a 4-panel window, and it just opens into darkness, which is very similar to the windows you've already seen before in the previous rooms. There's some sort of light that comes from that darkness, but you can't tell what the source is.
Mm.
And it's obviously not the same light that you were seeing from the porch of the trailer.
Yeah.
Harold, Jimmy, you guys doing anything special?
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna, because this definitely seems a very Wayne centric thing, so I'm just gonna kind of be moving kind of behind Wayne, ready for backup.
Yeah, I've got my shotgun at the ready, just in case things go sideways very quickly. But aside from that, I'm just gonna stay out of the way, very much on edge from this whole what it is I'm looking at. I don't deal well with
Wayne, you
sorts of
start moving
situations.
towards the casket, and
and as I'm getting there, I'm saying like an increasing volume and probably like anger, like who's in the casket? Who is in the casket? Who died? Dad? And I'm just gonna keep saying that stuff as I get close.
these processioners completely ignore you. None of them seem to acknowledge any of your existences. But they all take a moment and they look at the casket as if they can see inside, like they already know who's there. As you get closer, there's no markings. There's no sign or anything that says a name in remembrance of, nothing like that.
I will try to open it if they're not gonna tell me.
Yeah, it has a hinged 2-part lid, and you can open the part over the head, the smaller part. And it lets out a little creak, and it does reveal the corpse inside, which is of Dr. Harold Malloy. At this point, Jimmy, Stephanie, Harold, where are you in this room?
I'm right behind Wayne. Probably now looking at my own corpse.
You're muted there.
I'm stood a bit a ways from Wayne and Harold, just sort of watching, taking not notice, taking a visual inventory of the entire scene, making sure nothing like tries to turn and attack the group.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of hanging out in the bottom left corner then, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you'd be watching from the same side as them, so you would be able to see in the coffin then. Stephanie, where are you?
I'd probably be between the curtains and the coffin on the bottom or on the left.
Okay, so you would have a bit more of an obstructed view, but if you got a little bit closer, you would be able to see. Harold, you were going to say something?
No, I was like, what? Why am I there? I don't know if this is better or worse. And I'll give me a poke.
You poke, and it feels tactile. There's flesh there. Wayne, James, Stephanie, as you see Harold making contact with the corpse, you hear a faint whisper. It wears a human face.
What does?
No response.
Harold, you might want to back away from that, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Wayne will reach down and try to like tug at the face of the dead Harold to see if it's like a mask.
No, it feels exactly as you would expect a human corpse to feel. It's got a little bit of looseness in the skin, but the moisture kind of takes out some of the flexibility of the skin. So it's almost a little putty, like your fingers leave little imprints that take a while to disappear. It's exactly as you would expect a corpse to feel like. And you have a mortician in the room who might know a little bit more about that as well.
Stop touching the body.
I'm then going to turn around to the standing Harold. And I'm going to reach up and sort of like try to jiggle and tug on his face.
What are you doing? Hands.
Are you letting him touch you?
No, I'm going to
like
reel
you can
back
up if you want.
Yeah, I'll back up just a little bit. Why?
You didn't hear that?
No.
Said it wore a human face.
What does?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, this is my face. If it'll make you feel better, please do.
Wayne does. Reaches out, just kind of massages the face a little bit.
And it feels like latex. You start pulling, and his skin like goes 3 or 4 inches before it kind of springs back to where it should be.
Do I feel this?
Harold, it feels completely normal to you.
See, nothing.
I'll pull my shotgun
or no?
and I'll point it at that Harold.
James and Stephanie, you would both see that. Yes. It's like
stretchy?
Scooby-Doo masking is what it looked like.
Okay, we need to calm down. You touched me.
Fuck are you?
There's nothing there. I'm Harold. I'm me. We grew up together. Vampire the Masquerade. Vampires. It's me.
Like, I'll look over towards Jimmy and Stephanie, but like never once letting like one of my eyes or my peripherals always on Harold.
I've got my shotgun with white knuckles pointed at like the ghostly procession, but I am just like staring at our Harold.
Hey, just calm down.
Wait, you said our Harold. Are you talking about the one in the coffin or the one that's standing? Okay.
The one that's standing.
I wasn't sure which one you meant was yours.
You touched my face. It was normal. We know everything's okay.
That's not what happens to a normal face.
Nothing. I mean,
You're pulling
nothing.
it off like it's freaking cheese on a pizza, man.
My face didn't come off
fuck
like
are
cheese.
you?
I'm Harold. You know me.
Stephanie, you saw it. You saw it, right?
Yeah, I did.
What did you see?
Jimmy, did you see it?
Oh yeah. You want to try that with my face just to make sure it's okay?
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. One hand on the shotgun. I'm just like kind of randomly moving my arm back. Put your face on my palm. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. I'll walk over, and I'm still like got my eyes glued to Harold as I walk.
So bad at this. We're so bad at this. And I start
Weirdest
tugging on
Mexican
Jimmy's
standoff
face.
ever.
It's like it's backwards too. It just makes no sense. I just start tugging on his face to see if the same thing happens.
Yeah, James's face feels completely normal.
Stephanie,
Yeah.
let me see your face.
And she puts her face right in her hand.
Do the same thing.
One more normal face, yes.
Can one of
Stephanie.
you two try my face to prove that it? I
Feel
mean,
my face.
I reach up and I feel Wayne's face.
Yeah, you are caressing Wayne's face.
this is some kind of trick of the house. It's whatever you saw wasn't real.
Keep your guns on him. I'm gonna touch it.
One fucking move, I swear to
I'm
God.
not gonna move.
Put your
You
hands
gotta
up.
20 years in the
Hands are
making
up.
this.
And then Stephanie comes up and she like tugs on his face.
All right, give me a rating check. You're a mortician, so you can use your rating 5 to see how you do. We're gonna say it's a rating 4 check, so you need an 11 or better. You got a 10, and the house hates you, which is not good. Bear in mind, guys, that when you have checks that you really want to succeed at, you can take a doom, which is a bad effect that will happen later on, and add the house die to your roll. So, Ashley, if you wanted a 16, you could have one here, depending on how vital you think this check is.
But the house still hates me.
The house will hate you nonetheless. The house will always hate you.
You know what? Nobody has a doom yet. I might as well take one.
All right.
I'll keep it spicy.
Go ahead and write that in your character sheet. And if you have a death saving roll, basically, later on, remember that you have to subtract that doom from that roll. And we will see the consequences of that doom later on in the game.
Okay. What is my doom?
Spicy Doom.
One right now.
Out of Wayne starts shooting. Taking everybody out.
Taking out everyone, starting
Stephanie.
with me. What?
As you go to reach for Harold's face, where he's standing, a translucent image appears. And you are the only one who sees this, Stephanie.
Okay.
You see what appears to be a monstrous visage, something that is almost incomprehensibly human and non-human at the same time. And it just, for a second, flickers where Harold's face is. And I need you to take a rating for a defense, which means you need 11 again, or you will take a mental wound just from seeing this.
Okay.
All right, so you have a rating for mental wound right now. As the shock of this image, you reach out and this ghostly visage appears over Harold's face. And it's translucent, so you could still see Harold behind it. But it's just freaky as fuck. And you pull your hand away, you can't even come up with the strength to touch it. And you're taking that mental wound, which is like just trauma, just sheer trauma.
Okay, so like as Stephanie's reaching up to touch his face, you guys watch as I just freeze and I kind of like do this gasp as I just like take several steps back, probably bumping into the casket. And like I don't even say anything. I just stop talking.
What the fuck? And then he'll reach out with his free hand and he'll try to grab Harold's face.
You're grabbing his face again?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give him one more chance. And if not, I'm going to blow his fucking head off.
Oh,
Your face better be normal.
This better be real. This better not be mozzarella cheese. I'm going to make Swiss cheese out of it.
The face feels normal this time. It's tightened up. There might be a little bit of like waxy type residue or something like that, but it could be makeup for all you know.
Well, makeup, Harold. You Botox.
no, I don't do any of those things.
So where we had just left off is that Chuck is not a human. Harold, on the other hand, has just
Giving away my
have
secrets.
a similar face as a human. Wayne was touching Harold's face. It felt a little waxy, but otherwise it was staying exactly where it should be. It wasn't doing the pull that it was doing a few minutes ago. What are you doing, Wayne?
Okay, so if it's normal,
Normal-ish.
I will let go of touching him, and I'll say, Harold,
Yes.
buddy,
Yes.
when you touched your face, you about peeled it off, and we all saw it. Now it's okay.
I
I heard a whisper that said it had a human face. I'm gonna ask you one question,
yes.
and if you get it right,
Okay.
I will not take this shotgun and cut you in half. If you get
No
it
pressure.
wrong, your guts are on that frickin' wall behind you. You got me?
I got you.
What was my favorite vampire build from Masquerade?
I don't know enough about Vampire the Masquerade.
I know Chuck doesn't. That's how I asked the question.
I could tell you were setting him up.
Yeah, I was totally setting him up.
You were all the melee brawny ones. Because I played the face.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
He never freaking committed. It's him. That's okay. Okay. Stephanie, you okay?
He'd been like Gangrel.
Yeah, if you had it right, it'd be like, you freaking liar. Okay.
There's, like over his face, it was, oh god, it was something, and she's just babbling.
Yeah, you know how this house likes to fuck with you. Is the body still in the coffin? Is it still Harold?
Yeah, Harold's still in there.
Is it the same age as Harold that we see now?
Identical. Harold in the coffin is wearing a suit, probably one of his tweed ones that he likes to wear when he wants to look intelligent for his patients.
I am going to take the butt of the shotgun, and I am going to bash in the face of the Harold in the coffin.
Oh, brutal. Give me a rating check. We'll say
I'm also going to
we're
say
not
I've been
gonna
waiting
give it
20
difficulty
years
because
to
you're
do this.
you're gonna automatically do it. I just want to see how well you bash it in.
Just a straight up rating check.
Yeah.
Do I roll the Bane one since I got my? Do I use the Bane macro since I have a mental
Technically,
Bane
it
right
would
now?
be Bane, yes, because you got that physical injury.
It's mental. I have.
Mental, sorry. Jimmy is the one who got beat up by books.
Not what I did not do a good job.
4 plus 3 or 4-ish, 8. So you just kind of punt. You hit him, and you put a dent in his skull. But Stephanie could kind of attest to like the makeup and the sort of embalming techniques that are used that kind of stiffen up a face as it's in a coffin to stop it from drooping and make it look more human than dead. And really, you're just kind of bashing off some of that and revealing the flesh underneath. You do dent the skull a little bit, and you hear a crack of bone. Seems entirely human. Doesn't seem to be anything unusual.
What are the ghosts doing as this
So at this
Or
point,
the apparitions.
most of the procession has emptied out of the room. There's probably just 2 or 3 that are still in there, and they'd be at the foot of the coffin staring in right now, and they're about to leave as well.
That's just it. They're just looking.
Yeah, they're just like paying their respects, basically.
Wow.
Is what it appears to be.
Okay.
If no one else is going to do anything, I'm going to keep bashing, and I'm going to bash the coffin, and I'm going to push the coffin off the table. I feel like Wayne is probably between the he had the mental bane from the previous room. Then he just basically got triggered by like seeing his trailer. He started getting this flashes in his head that his dad was here, and then he sees a coffin, thinks his dad is dead. Then frickin' Harold's here, and I just think he's just going to start screaming like, what do you want? What do you want with us, you stupid freaking house? And I'm just gonna bash and just like push the coffin if I can off the beer.
Yeah, it pushes right off because it wasn't actually attached to it because generally they pick up the coffin, take it to the actual funeral. So it just falls over, and Harold kind of pops out of the coffin a little bit. Both doors fall open, and he just kind of rolls onto his stomach as the coffin's on its side.
That's oh boy. Okay.
Wayne's like seething. His ponytail has come undone. His hair is kind of drooping along the sides. He definitely like looks really pissed. He doesn't like to lose his temper. It's one of the things he hates to do because his dad used to do that. So he tries to keep it in, but like he's pissed right now, frustrated, and so it's kind of coming out in this little tantrum.
That's all right, buddy. Just keep an eye open. I'm going to go frisk myself.
At this point, the rest of the procession will have left. So they're leaving out the room. You guys have the room to yourselves now. Harold, if you want to go up and check yourself, what would be an item that you would have to be buried with?
Probably. I like the wine, so probably my wine knife or whatever the hell it's called. Wine key, yes.
Wine key. So that would be in your pocket.
Okay, well, this is definitely mine. I'll pull out mine to confirm that I've got 2.
You have 2.
Okay. We should move on.
I tend to agree.
Stephanie is staying far away from you.
Okay.
I'll move over to Stephanie and I'll say, okay, look, I know you didn't want to have a gun, but see the front bead on this shotgun? That's what you point at whenever you want to die. You line up this back bead with that front bead and you pull the trigger. Take this.
Okay.
So I'll pass off the shotgun with 4 shells remaining, and I will take the revolver that I found earlier, and I'll hang on to that.
No one trusts Harold with a gun.
I'm the only one without a gun. And honestly, with what just happened, I'm absolutely okay until a clear trust is reestablished. I'm okay not having a firearm, but if we come across another one, dibs.
All right.
So before we move on a little bit more, Harold, you went to the other side of the room.
I did. I went around. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would, as you're walking, you would notice that there is paperwork on the desk, the top of the room map there. And there, you would also notice that behind the curtain on the right, It's halfway behind the curtain, halfway not. There is a tiny blue door. And by tiny, I mean it's like 18 inches high.
I'll grab the paperwork and be like, there is a door behind that curtain. And
You want to read the
I found
papers?
some paperwork. Yes, I'll read it.
I'll pull out my cell phone to make sure I record whatever it is that's said aloud. Or make a memo.
All right, so you guys can see that there are handwritten notes in the same handwriting as found in most of the journal entries you've already found. And it reads, Eulogy. I can't begin to... My father was... When I think of my father was not... When I was asked to give this eulogy, my father was a cruel, hard, stern, strong man, a strict disciplinarian. He was beloved by all, beloved by none. My beloved father taught me the value of, and then there's angry scribbling that you can't read. The next page is in the same hand also, but everything other than the final line has a big X over it. And it says, the dark brooding of my father haunts me to this day. Becoming a man under his hateful, tortured gaze was difficult, like living in the nation in the grip of an aging tyrant. He shaped what my brother became and my sister, and obviously me. His presence and his actions explain much of my mother, but not all. It serves very little purpose to hate or fear someone who is dead, and yet... And then it devolves into scribbles. When I was young, I found a notebook of his in which he talked about his great plan and his elaborate work. I could not understand what I read at the time, and as a man, I only remember a few words and phrases. Hunger, destiny, key of all flesh. But what I remember most clearly is the phrase, it wears a human face. And there was something about the cellar. When I asked him about it, God, why did I do that? I was young and did not understand. He bellowed, do not interfere with the great work. It is more important than you or I. There was probably more and probably violence, but I don't remember. Just the suggestion of my unimportance and it wears a human face. He would disappear for days at a time. Those times were welcome, and I stopped asking Mother where he had gone or how long before he had got back. She never really answered anyway. And when he would return, he acted as if he'd never left. I didn't understand as a child, but now, as a man, perhaps I do. A little. This was his house, after all. I walk these dark, lonely halls with the certainty that his dreadful gaze is always upon me. He always stands just behind and above my shoulder. I can't do this.
That's rather traumatic. It does point us in a direction of a cellar, maybe. If there's such a thing as down in this house.
So we got
Say there was a door?
Yes, there's a small blue door right over there, but I don't think we're gonna fit through it. Of course, we fit through the door on the clock.
I'm gonna walk up to the door and knock on it.
The door itself is a rectangle. There's no handle or anything like that. It is only about 18 inches high, about 10 inches wide. You can see the frame around it is blue as well. The door is just a single panel. There's no response when you knock.
I'll look around, make sure that I'm still here. Okay. Well, all right then.
Can you
Not in
push
the
it open?
basket.
Yeah, I'll push it open.
It doesn't budge.
Oh, good. Because I
Shoot
had my
it.
revolver ready. Yeah.
Take my extra wine key. And use the corkscrew in the door and see if you can pull it open.
Huh. That would be a weird thing to happen, but I'll try it, yeah. Give it here.
I mean, we found it in the room. Yeah, I hand it over.
All right. I'll take the wine key, and I will try to implant a corkscrew head into the door to pull it open.
Yeah, you get the corkscrew going, and you twist it a few times, and you get a nice thread in there, and you just pry it open, and you hear a pop, and then suddenly you're just about a foot away from the door, and the wine key is in your hands, and the door looks as if it has not been tampered with. It's very similar to when you were in that first living room and you tried to go out the front door, and it didn't. It just kind of placed you further away. You don't know whether it was mental, whether you actually did that and the house stopped you, or if the house just entirely prevented it. The actual logic of it doesn't make sense to you, other than you're a couple feet away right now, and the door looks as if you never even got that wine key in there.
Inside the casket.
I don't think it's gonna work. I'll pass the wine key back.
I would help you look, Stephanie, but you said you want me to stay away, so I'm gonna linger back here.
Yeah, that's a Steven question because it's on the ground.
I'm sorry. What'd you say,
I-
Stephanie?
I want to look in the casket now that the
Oh,
body's
okay.
not in there.
Yeah, the body's sort of like half in, half out right now, but you can like check the bed of the casket without touching the body. And as far as you can tell, there's nothing really in there.
Okay, there's no like trapdoor.
No, nothing of interest. The thread itself, the cushion is like sewn into the wood. You can like run your fingers on the edges of it. There's nothing that's wedged in the side. The fabric itself is tight. There's nothing that you could pull to like get under the cushion or anything like that. The beer under the casket is just a framework, so you can see the floor underneath. There's no trapdoor or anything like that.
So we've looked
I'm
thoroughly at the casket, behind the curtains, tried multiple ways to open the blue door.
gonna start
Which
looking
way-
in the vases for keys.
Yeah,
'cause
which
he
way
said
did
there's a
the
lot.
the procession go, by the way? Like, there was the procession of people.
They came in from the right of the room and out of the right of the room.
Like, and so when you say the right of the room, is it a door, like, on the bottom right there, or?
Yes, here, let me show you the handout again.
Yeah, sorry, I had to move
No
some
worries,
things.
no worries. So there's actually like an open door. There's no actual door, but it's an
Okay.
entrance to a very dark hallway. And they all came in that door and they circled around the casket and then left the same entrance.
So if it's just a dark hallway, I mean, Wayne will just go stand in the hallway. Wait, he'll wait for people, but he'll shine a light or whatever he can if somebody's got a light. Someone, I think, has a flashlight, and so he'll see if he can
Ew.
see anything down the
Yeah.
hallway.
Yeah, it appears to your light shines for a little bit, but it only goes a few feet before it gets dark again. It's not quite as pitch black as the hallway where no light shine through, but your flashlight's definitely not going as far as it should.
Anything in them
Right.
vases before we go? Stephanie? Stephanie, we can't hear you. Speak up. Oh my God.
Hello?
You said you're looking at the vases. I didn't want to like push into the hallway until you were done.
Okay, cool.
You're looking at the vases. Each one is a different model or a different shape, different color. None of them are exactly the same. The flowers themselves are as varied as the vases, but all of them seem to be very somber, and they all appear to be alive as well.
I'm just kind of like picking them up and like shaking them to see if I hear anything other or feel anything other than water.
Yeah, so the first vase you pick up, the flowers and their stems are going to blacken and shrivel and turn to dust as soon as you lift the vase. So you're just holding a vase that's partially filled with water. Looking in, the water is just filthy.
Okay. She's gonna set that down and be like, yeah, okay, maybe we'll just go to the freaky hallway.
I'm good with that.
Jimmy, you ready?
No, let's go.
Deep breath. Doesn't fix his ponytail, which is like kind of half still in, half kind of off to the side, which is what mine looks like these days. And then I'm just gonna plunge into the darkness again.
Yeah, you never show us your ponytail enough. You know that? You're always wearing a hat.
I've basically just been growing it recently, so my hair is the longest it's ever been in my life. It's frightening.
Oh, really?
Plus, my
Good
wife
for
says
you.
I'm not allowed to show it, so yeah. So just,
That's
I mean,
just for
she's-
the bedroom.
She's not here right now.
I know.
Yeah, who's
Look
gonna
at
tell him?
that.
So yeah,
Ooh,
I've been wearing
good for
it.
you.
Yeah.
like I said, this like normally I've had a very short haircut, shaved head or like military type haircut, that kind of stuff. So it's the longest my hair has ever been.
So edgy, so cool.
So you
I know, right?
walk through this hallway, and you go into darkness, and you come out the other side very quickly, just a few steps. And if you were just in a room full of the dead, you are now in a room of death, to be certain. This room presents a taxidermist pride. Animal heads are mounted across all the walls, and smaller stuffed beasts are displayed on the table as well as the floor. There are a pair of hunting rifles hanging above a fireplace, which is dark and cold, and there are 2 bearskin rugs lying upon an otherwise bare stone floor. Let me show you your picture here. And the
Doesn't-
most striking specimen in the room is mounted on the wall directly opposite the fireplace. It's the head of an impressively large buck with antlers rising up in an almost impossibly massive and intricately tangled crown.
Just, I mean, anyone else notice there's 2 rifles on the wall?
You said you had dibs.
As long as everyone's comfortable with that. I mean, I know back there.
Take one.
Okay.
Take one, give me the other one.
Okay.
So, Wayne, you were the first person in this room. Harold, you're
Yeah.
going to brush past him to go for the rifle?
Yeah.
And he does. No, I'm just
That's fair.
first.
As you do, the buck emits a ghastly roar as its
I'm
neck
opening fire on
elongates
that.
with a horrible, wet, crunching noise. All of you are watching this, and you are subject to a rating 3 mental attack from the shock, which means you need to roll a 10 or higher.
Oh man.
So again, I'm just rolling Banes, right?
Yes, you're rolling Banes.
Was I
Is
supposed
there-
to add something to that?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask the same thing.
Oops.
Like, is there?
If you have a wound, you are rolling with Bane. Yes.
No, I meant like if there's like specific things we might be able to. I was looking at what I had for like skills, if anything would apply.
If you can justify an advantage you would have in the situation, then you would roll without a Bane. It would counteract that. Like, say you're ducking behind Harold or something like that.
So my first roll, my rating is a 3. So I think I should have had 4.
A 9. 4 is your rating's a 3,
Right?
so you add that to the 6, so that would put you at a 9.
My first roll, I accidentally rolled twice. My first roll, I rolled a 1.
Oh,
plus
sorry,
1
I was looking at
equals 2.
the. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so you got a 10. You just barely succeeded, Harold. Still not wounded, right?
Still not wounded.
As for the rest of you, it appears as if you're all taking a rating 3 mental wound from this.
Wait, how did I not get?
So
What
the
did I
way
roll?
you're going to be taking damage here, roll d6s and add the rating 3 to that, and then subtract your rating 3. So it's actually just whatever you roll for the d6.
Shouldn't I be able to-
1d6 plus the wound number plus a 3 basically 1d6
It's
plus 3.
1d6 plus 3 because it's rating 3, and then minus your rating, which is also 3. So this
it's
time
just
it's a
a
flat
D6.
d6.
Yeah, my first roll, if I had my rating, I'd only have a 4 there because the second one was an accidental reroll. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take that damage too.
Gotcha. All right, so Jeff and Harold are taking rating 5 mental wounds.
Oh, okay.
I got the house weights.
Jake rolled well. Just a rating 1 for you, Jake.
Good.
Yes, you got the... We're going to combine all of these with the house axe and the house weights. I'm not going to give you multiple house axe because that would be rather dickish of me. So go ahead and roll your damage, Stephanie. All right.
1.
So you take a rating 1 mental. Jake takes a rating 1 mental, and the other two take rating 5.
So I already have one. Do I add it, or do I?
It's a completely separate wound. It doesn't upgrade the rating of the before. You just have another rating 1.
Okay.
So this buck, the neck elongates and stretches, and these antlers fly across the room and fly at Harold. It's going to just completely shock you, and it's attacking you, Harold, because you moved through. So I need you to take another attack, rating 5 this time, which means you need a 12 or higher.
So I click rating. My rating. Oh, it added my rating there. Okay, I got a 6.
I shouldn't add your rating. So because you roll 2d6. So you got a 9 there. All right, so roll
Yes.
another damage for me, Harold. 6, and this was a rating 5 attack, so that makes it 11. Minus your rating of 3 means you're suffering a rating 8 physical wound, which is
Okay.
big. So Harold is getting knocked across the room, and he's flying. These antlers have pierced him in several places across his torso. Wayne, while this is happening, your backpack has 2 straps on it, and one of them turns into a snake and starts hissing and biting at you. So I need you to take a rating 4 attack right now.
Okay. No. I decline.
I didn't know that was an option.
I could just mute his mic. It's fine. Okay, so I'm sorry. You're gonna have to walk me through how that happened
So
again
take
because
a
I was recentering.
Rating
the,
with Bane,
damage.
we'll say here.
Rating with Bane. Okay. All right.
All right,
So it's
7 plus 3. You missed it by 1.
That's a shame.
You needed an 11. You got a 10.
Okay.
If you want to take a Doom, you can add the 2 and pass this.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So something bad, very, very bad is going to happen in your future. However, the snake that is biting at you, you're managing to just rip it off of you, and you just throw it to the ground, and it begins to slither away across the room. Your
Okay.
backpack now only has 1 strap as well.
Okay.
Jimmy, what are you doing?
All 5 shots of this revolver are going into that buck.
All right, let's take them one shot at a time.
right.
Give me a rating with Bane because you're injured here,
Alrighty.
and it's rating
my-
of 5, so you need a 12 or higher.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what to do because right now my Bane was 7. The number
Alright,
of Banes
7.
I have is 7.
Yep.
Right? So if I roll that, what is this?
So 7 plus 3, and we'll say actually that the pistol has a rating of 5 and the shotgun has a rating of 6. So you're going to be making an attack with a rating of 5. So you'll actually just barely make that.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage for me here. This is the damage you're doing.
Oh, good. Hell yeah.
What a roll. All right. So your first shot is just going to completely blast off one of the antlers. It's going to basically break it in half, and that bone is going to go flying across the room. Stephanie, what are you doing?
She's still freaking out from the other shit, so she's just probably screaming. She's like holding the gun, but she's screaming, and she's like
Yeah.
behind the guys.
Okay. Do you want to move at all? You don't have to, but fear is a completely normal course of action here if that's what you want to do.
She's there's
Okay.
no flight, there's no fight. She froze.
Harold, you are crumpled on the ground, bleeding
Yeah.
from multiple puncture wounds.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Probably crying. Just curled into a ball, maybe. I don't know how far I got into the room,
You got about a quarter of the way into the room, and you're back at the edge of the room now.
Yeah, just scooching, rolling, trying to get like away, leaving a blood streak across the ground.
And that brings us to Wayne. You managed to fight off that snake.
Right.
You were holding your shotgun in one hand as you were doing that. What are you doing now?
So are there any? So what like obvious threats are there still active at the moment that we can discern?
Just the buck. It's still thrashing about, and it has one antler that does a lot of damage.
But Harold's crying, right?
Harold's crying. Stephanie is screaming. Jimmy is just blasting.
Do I give Harold
Anyways,
something to cry about and
blasting.
shoot him in the gut, or do I shoot this buck? Oof. Yeah, I'll think I'm gonna do what Jimmy's doing. I'm gonna unload on the buck.
All right. So I said the shotgun is rating 6, right?
Let me see if it's in here. I don't have that.
It's probably
I just
not
have
written in there.
amount of shells and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't have it.
All right. So go ahead and roll your rating with Bane.
Okay.
Because you're freaked out and slightly injured.
Okay. Not good.
No. The buckhead is thrashing, and your shot just goes wide by a little bit. You might have gotten a bit of antler, but not enough to really do anything. Do you want to move around? What?
I mean,
What do you wanna do
I'll
other than
call out at this point. I'll just say like fall back, and see if I can get people to just get the hell out of this room.
Okay. Jimmy, you want to keep shooting?
So anyway, I started blasting. Shot number 2.
That's a hit.
Plus, all right. Uh-oh, there we go.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
3 damage this time.
3 plus 5 minus 5. So you're blasting through another one of the antlers, and you take a chunk off, but not as much as you did the first time. However, this is much less deadly than it was before. You are taking quite a bit off. We also got a house axe on one of your rolls, Jeff. I missed that. Okay.
Well, it's in the
got it
past
marked
now,
down.
so we just got.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah,
past.
you did. It was that was the attack roll. That was the shotgun shot at that buck.
Jake, do you want to do anything else other than shoot?
No. It's
No.
going down.
Okay, Stephanie.
Can I try and reach for Harold and drag him? Like,
Yeah, he's
Into
like
the
5
hallway.
or 6 feet away from you right now.
Yeah.
He was just kind of crawling more into the corner in the fetal position, so you could definitely go
Yeah.
towards him.
yeah. Let's. I'm gonna head towards him so I can drag him back.
Harold, are you okay with her reaching out for you? And
100%.
okay, you're not gonna like just feel something grab your ankle and start kicking, are you?
No, I don't. I think I'm too far gone for that. I've retreated.
Okay.
into
So
a-
Stephanie,
yeah.
you take a couple steps forward and you grab his legs and you just start pulling. Harold, what do you want to do as she's doing that?
Probably the jolt of sudden movement. I'll kind of snap to and realize I'm being dragged by her, and I'll kind of just try and scooch, get out of the room.
It's like a weird crab walk because I'm holding
Yeah.
you by your arms and you're trying to like scurry with your legs.
Yeah, just
like
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. I'm
right.
I'm very concerned about dying right now.
Wayne, it appears that Stephanie and Harold are falling back like you asked. Do
Okay.
you want to keep shooting, or are you going to fall back too?
Where's Jimmy in this situation?
He's right next to you. You're like shoulder to shoulder.
Okay. I'll just say we need a group. Get back. Just go, and I'll see if I can just sort of like tug and pull him with me, like not like roughly, just sort of gently trying to
Right.
get him to come. Like I'm not trying to knock him over or anything, but
Are you going
but
to
yeah.
blast with the shotgun one more time while you're doing that?
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna miss. I think the math is not in our favor. But I'll shoot again. Yeah, same thing.
So it just goes a little bit wide. Jake's been rolling really well. That's part of it. So you shoot one more time. You're pulling James. What are you doing? You can feel him gently tugging you, not enough to throw you off balance or anything, but you can see that Stephanie and Harold are ready to get out of here too.
Are they closer to the door than I am?
They wouldn't be quite as close, but you're all clumped in together right now at the entrance to this door. It's not going to take much longer for you to get out of here.
I'm more concerned about them at this point, so I think I'll try to stand my ground until I'm sure they're behind me, and then I'll take another shot.
All right.
Oof.
Yeah. The revolver, you got really good on those first two beads, but this thing is just thrashing almost out of pain as much as anger at this point, and it's moving so wildly that it's really hard to hit. And it is going to take a attack on you as well, Jake, because you've been the one hitting it. This time it's going to be rating 3 because its antlers have been broken off. So I need you to make a Bane defense check with a 10 or higher.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And the house axe.
And the house
again.
axe.
Oh, buddy. That's 10 house actions, which is bad for you guys. So these antlers come. Go ahead and roll a damage roll for me.
4.
4, and it's going to be a straight 4 because you're rating 3 balanced out by its attack of 3. And it's almost as if it's piercing you a little bit more. It slashes you because of how you've broken off the antlers. They're a bit sharper than they were before. And you take a couple slashing wounds across the chest. You almost lose the revolver knocked out of your hand, but you manage to hold on to it at the last second as you take a physical rating 4 wound. Stephanie, you have Harold. You're right at the entrance to this hallway. If you want to keep pulling him, you can get through that hallway. Yeah. All right. So you're going to pull him through the darkness, and you're going to end up back in the casket room. It's going to look very similar to how you left it. Harold, do you want to do anything as she's pulling you?
Probably I'll work on getting up, and as we're retreating, I'm gonna start checking myself to see how badly I'm injured. I do have a medical degree, but it was only the beginning of it was in just the prerequisites, and then it went.
Yeah. You're going to be able to scramble to your feet easily.
Yeah.
Looking down, you're not going to see anything life-threatening, but it's serious if not taken care of.
Okay.
Wayne.
Continuing
two
to
of your
retreat.
comrades are already through the hallway.
Yeah.
Do you want to take one last shot as you go, or no?
No, I'm tired of wasting ammo on rolls I can't pass.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah, I'm gonna back up, and I'll take up like a defensive position, like wherever we're going, kind of covering Jimmy as he comes back down the hallway.
Yeah. You're gonna have to try and find the sweet spot there, because as you go into the hall, things become dark rapidly, and it's hard to see. You can't see both rooms at the same time. There just is not enough light, so you can go to where.
No, I mean I'm gonna go to the next.
Just barely faded.
I'm following Stephanie and Harold. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. You're going into the
following them.
casket.
I'm turning around and like pointing gun down the hallway and just getting ready in case.
So you're just gonna
follows
see
Jimmy.
darkness then where you are.
Yeah.
Jimmy, are you following Wayne right away?
Yeah, I'll sort of hop, skip backward. I'll take a shot, then sort of hop, skip backwards away.
Okay. Let's get that shot off. Ooh, not enough. Again, this thing's thrashing, and that revolver just doesn't have. It's so precise and easy to miss that unfortunately your shot goes wide, and you're going to be able to hop and skip back. And now all 4 of you are back in the casket room.
Stephanie's still freaked out about the bottles, so I don't know if she's gonna keep touching those. Maybe I'll help look at Harold's gut, his wounds.
All right. let's go ahead and get into healing here, because I think that's what you're trying to do with Harold.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to take a few minutes to rest and recover. Think of it compared to like D&D short rest idea, where you're just taking a 5. You're just taking a breather. Harold, you are going to be rolling for each wound you have right now, including mental, but mostly physical is what you're worried about. You're going to be rolling with the rating of each task equal to the rating of that wound. You are not rolling with Bane right now. It's going to be a straight up roll. If you succeed for that wound, then it's considered to be bandaged and managed to the point that you can cope with it. It doesn't mean that it's healed right now. Like, you're still going to have these piercing wounds across your chest, but they're going to be bandaged in a way that you can manage and get along with your day.
Okay, so if I've got my physical wound is 8, so I just roll a rating
So
check.
you're going to roll a rating check, and you're going to add your rating of 3. I'm going to say that you have a boon, actually, because Ashley is helping you. Stephanie's helping you. So go ahead and roll with boon.
Okay. Got a 10. My
10.
wound rating was 8.
So that means you're modified to, we'll add your 5 because you were a doctor. That puts you at 15, which is just barely enough. Rating 8 plus 7 is 15. So that was just enough that you're able to direct her to bandage the wounds, apply pressure where she needed to, put the gauze where it needs to go. So you're still cut and bloodied. Your clothes are shredded, but you're able to get along. Do you have any mental wounds?
I do. I have a 5 for mental wounds.
So let's go ahead and roll that as well.
Okay.
You're going to have advantage, and you're a therapist too, so you could get your proficiency on that, your higher rating on that as well.
Okay. So do I roll with boon or just rating check and add the 5?
We're gonna say boon because Ashley's, just calming you down as you're going through all this.
With my 5, that's 15. My wound was a 5. So what is that? A 12?
12. Yeah. So you're good.
Right.
So those are considered to be minimized, basically. Like it's still something that you need to keep an eye on as you're going, but it's not going to be causing you Bane anymore.
Okay.
Wayne, Jimmy, you're going to be coming in as she's starting this. Do you guys want to be treating yourselves? What are you doing as you're running out of that hallway?
As long as Jimmy's okay, like I'll keep an eye up. I'll keep my eyes peeled until he's into the room, making sure nothing's following him.
Yeah, you two almost retreated simultaneously.
Okay.
Like you were shoulder to shoulder, and he felt you going, and he just took off one shot and then followed you right after.
I will find a spot of the room where like no one else is at, and I will literally start just doing. I'll recite to myself like mindfulness meditation stuff, and just sort of try to calm down, and I'm just like doing breathing exercises to try to calm my heart rate, try to calm my tension, my anxiety right now because I'm going crazy, and I'm seeing weird things. I'm gonna break, So yeah, I wanna try to heal if I can. Because I'm sitting on 2 mental wounds right now.
So go ahead and roll your ratings there.
So would my So I do drug rehab. So I do like group therapy things. I'm not like I would say I'm licensed in social work, but I'm not like a PhD or anything. So
I would say
be
that
able
you get your absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, and when you're rolling to heal a Bane, do you also roll with a Bane? Okay, yeah.
So it's going to be a straight roll. You don't have anyone helping you, so you're not going to go boon
with
like Harold did.
Gotcha. And so my rating for my social work is 5. So that's an 8. Oh my god. What do I need to hit?
What was the wound?
I have a 5 and a 4.
All right, so the first one you needed a 12. So now you can roll for the next one. You're going to need an 11. So you
So
didn't quite get the first
how
one.
How does that math work? How does like a 5 turn into a DC at 12?
You add 7 for everything. That's just I don't know why that's the magic number, but that's what Monty Cook Games said. So whatever the rating is, you add 7, and that's what you need to hit.
Okay. And so then I try the second one, you said?
Yes. So 4 plus 7 is 11.
All right, so I need an 11. So this one would be a 12, so this one would go.
12. All right.
Yeah.
So that one's minimized. You can't try again on that other wound unless you seek help from like a therapist or a first aid kit for a physical thing. So basically, you're going to have to talk to Harold if you want to try and recover from that wound that you failed on.
Are we in the room with Harold's corpse?
Yes, you are.
Would talking to
doesn't
Harold's
count,
corpse
though.
count?
No, it would not count.
With the eye hanging out that you've beaten.
Jimmy, what are you doing? Is Wayne's
I've-
doing his meditation?
I'm just completely gagged out on endorphins, gun pointed into the darkness, almost hoping that the deer comes out so I can put that last shot right in its head. I'm just completely freaked out.
It is not going to be chasing you. Whatever horrific length of its neck is, it cannot reach into that hallway.
Good. I still got the gun pointed there.
All right. So you're taking a few minutes. Your adrenaline's pumping. You're starting to bring it down a little bit. Wayne's got his meditation. Harold has bandages applied. Stephanie, did you want to take a few minutes to try and do any of your wounds?
Yeah, might as well. I've got 3.
Mental or physical?
I have a rating 6 physical, a rating 4 mental, and a rating 1 mental.
All right. Are you going to be, you're kind of hanging out with Harold. Are you asking him for help, or are you just going to start working on it on your own?
I mean, as a mortician, I'd say I'd kind of know what I'm doing, at least on my own body.
Yeah,
Like
fair enough.
Sewn up bodies and stuff.
You've stitched things up before.
Yeah.
Your wounds are mostly bruises from the books anyways.
Yeah.
So,
but I do boxing, so I'm used to getting bruised up.
True. So just a standard rating check, and you can add your 5.
Cool. Oh, that's damage. Sorry.
No worries.
So
9. What was your first rating?
it was a 6, so I don't pass.
Right. So those bruises are going to take a little bit longer to heal.
And then
As for the mental wounds, you're not going to be able to add your 5 from the mortician. You don't have training with healing trauma that same way. So it'll just be a plus 3.
got it. So that's a 14. That's good because the first one was a rating 4. So is it gone now, or?
All right. So rating 4, you would need an 11. And what was the other one?
I rolled 11, so I got a 14. And then the other one was a 1, and I rolled a 10.
Yeah. So both of those are like the shock and the PTSD. They've subsided enough. You've calmed yourself down a bit that they're not still pressing in your mind.
Okay. Cool.
As you guys are taking these few minutes to try and calm down, gather your breath, you're going to be hearing a soft thud, thud, thud of footsteps coming from the hallway of where Wayne's trailer was. And you're going to be hearing the clinking of a belt being undone, and then the whoosh of the leather going through belt loops. Thump, 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 thump. You're too worthless to be any of mine. And with that, a man is going to come through the hallway here. Let me find our picture.
Yeah, I didn't vote for this.
No. That's not
And
a
he
deer,
is
but I'm
going to start
shooting it.
wildly swinging his belt. We're going to be saying that Chuck and Stephanie are just barely inside the room with Jimmy next to them. Wayne, you chose to be further away to give yourself some space. So he's going to be coming towards you, Wayne. And he's just going to start swinging this belt. What are you doing as he's coming in this room?
Getting hit by a belt, apparently. I'll shoot him.
All right.
I'll shoot at him
He's got
with a shotgun and miss is what I'll do.
He's got a rating of 6. So
Okay.
you're going to need a 13.
Okay, so that's a miss with
Miss. Okay.
Yeah, and then I will back off. I'll shoot at him and I'll back off.
Jimmy, let's go to you next. You're going to be able to see him before he gets to Wayne. Like, he's still got several steps. This just hulking. He's like 8 foot tall. The right arm especially is just rippled with muscles, and he's holding up that belt, and foam is frothing at his mouth as he's just hurling curses at Wayne.
I will turn and shoot at him. Yeah.
Rating 6. You were shooting at him with a rating of 5 from the revolver.
Mhm.
13. He had a rating 6, so you just barely hit. Actually, the 7
good.
would have hit too, because you had a rating 6 for your revolver. You needed a 13. So Jeff, go ahead and roll damage for that. You had a 6 from the shotgun.
I have a
is what I'm trying to
shotgun.
say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the 13,
6
13
from the shotgun, 5
okay.
from the revolver. I'm
so
sorry.
damage is 6.
Oh, hell yeah.
6 plus 5 for the shotgun, minus 6 from his rating. So you're doing rating 5 wound to him. And he had his arm up, and your shotgun just blasts him right in the torso, and blood begins seeping out. James, you pop off the revolver almost simultaneously. Go ahead and roll your damage. 5, so that's going to be rating 3 to him. Plus 5 for the revolver, minus 6 for his rating. And you're going to plunk right into him. You're going to see it go into his side. You'll see blood coming out. It obviously doesn't do as much damage as the shotgun, though. Stephanie, Harold, which one of you guys want to do something right now?
I pull out my extra wine key and I throw it.
Go ahead and make a rating check. With a rating of 1.
Can he apply his sommelier
Get a 4.
stuff?
Yeah, really.
No.
So I don't know. My rating should be 3, but it only added a 2. So my
No,
that should be.
It's going to be a rating 1 for the weapon. So that's
Okay.
going to be a 4.
Yeah.
So it's going to hit him, and then it's going to plunk right down to the ground. Stephanie, what are you doing?
I have a shotgun. I will attempt to shoot. Though I think I have to roll with Bane because I have a Doom. The house waits.
Plus 6, though. So you got your 13.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to hit him. Go ahead and roll damage. D6.
3.
3. And that is going to just hit him right in the calf. And his leg is just going to be partially blown away by the shotgun blast. And he's going to stagger and fall to the ground. And he's going to be swinging that belt at Wayne. Wayne, give me a rating with Bane, rating 6.
It's a 9.
9 plus your 3, because you're not using your weapon, you're defensive.
My
here.
overall rating, so 12 total.
12. So he's going to be, you needed a 13. He's going to be hitting you with that belt. Go ahead and roll damage. 3. That's going to be a rating 6 physical attack as that belt just slaps you across the face. It's going to leave a blistering bruise just in the perfect rectangle. What are you doing in response, Wayne?
He fell to the ground, but hit me in the face. Is that what happened?
Yeah, he's basically on one knee right now, right in front of you, just screaming in your face.
Can I shove the barrel of the shotgun in his mouth? He's got a very big mouth. Can I shove the shotgun barrel in his mouth and pull the trigger?
We're going to say that you get a boon for that, which cancels out your Bane. Rating check normal.
That's still only a 12.
12. You're going to be putting the shotgun in his mouth and pulling the trigger. Like, you got it in there. And it's going to blast away part of his head, but it appears to have no real effect. If anything, your shotgun is just kind of being pulled with his mouth as he's flailing at you. James, what are you doing?
Click, and then I'm gonna whip the gun directly at his head, or I'll try to beat him in the head with the gun.
We'll say rating 2 for that, because it's a little bit better than a wine key.
Well, my hobby is frisbee golf. I do like throwing stuff.
Yeah. We can bump it up to 4 for thrown weapons, like you said.
Yeah. So, damn. It's only 10.
Not quite enough. No,
can I take a doom to work that out?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Doom 1.
So we're going to do a minor retcon here. What we're going to do is that Jake, as Wayne is throwing the shotgun into his face, you're going to be throwing the pistol, and it's just kind of beam him across the head and kind of jerk his head at an odd angle as Wayne's pulling the trigger. Wayne, why don't you roll the damage for this with your shotgun?
2.
But that's actually all he needed, because he's already got blasted with a shotgun and a revolver. So just that little bit, you're gonna punch through basically his brains, and he's just gonna collapse in a pile of meat in front of you. He's slightly twitching a little bit, but he is very much dead.
I don't think I helped very much there.
What are you talking about?
I hate this place.
I'll limp over to the wine key and I'll pick it up and I'll say, "You're the key to victory, buddy."
I appreciate the kind words. No.
Damn it.
Proudly tuck my wine key back into my pocket.
Wayne lowers the shotgun at Jimmy. And then Wayne is going to continue to bash this guy's brains even further in, his temper getting the best of him again, until like the head is
gore and bone are just flying everywhere.
Gross.
And then I'm going to get up and I'm going to have like blood, just wipe it back, fix my ponytail, and I'm just going to say, I feel better. And then I wander
everyone else
over.
is having flashbacks to when Wayne was trying to bite that kid 20 years ago, when he was trying to just become a literal vampire.
Let me taste your blood.
And then I'll wander over to Harold, and I'll put a like a bloody hand on his shoulder and be like, "Sorry for almost shooting you, buddy." And then I'll like smack him on the face a little bit.
It's all forgiven. I understand tough situations.
Yeah, I just, I got a temper, that's all. You know me, right?
Yeah.
We're all friends. We go back so far,
We're,
I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you at all.
Yes, you're a bit worked up. Let's do your exercises a bit, maybe.
Oh yeah, breathe in the nose, out through the mouth. From the nose, out through the mouth.
Yeah, we should I really hate what we're having to do here, but should we search him as well?
I couldn't find anything in his head. Yeah.
You
I'll
did
check his
you did a
pants.
really good job looking.
Nothing
Usually
there.
people don't store things there.
I'll check
Definitely
his
not that
giant
guy.
Monster Man pockets.
His pockets are empty. You don't find anything of worth or value.
So that is Jeff trying to, in character, beseech Harold for some mental wound assistance.
I was wondering
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do the roll. You get a
Yeah.
boon because you're getting help, and you get to try again because he's got the therapy degree,
Yeah.
psychiatry degree.
Does Harold roll it or do I roll it?
You roll it.
Okay.
Wayne rolls it.
Yeah, this is
Get it with the
11.
boon.
Hell yeah.
11
With-
plus the 5 for the therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 16. So
So-
yeah, that's a 12 I would need because it's a mental 5. So that should be good, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're good.
Collect that +1 belt.
You know what? I'll
Oh.
pick up the belt and then I'll sling
Yeah.
it over my shoulder and I'll say,
God.
"I'm the champ now, bitch."
Ooh. What about the revolver? Are you going to keep that or leave it on the ground?
Since the taxidermy room is ahead and I know there are 2 guns in there already, I'll go ahead and I'll pick up the revolver and I'll empty out the empty brass from it just
Oh God.
just
we're
in
going
case we
back.
run across an ammo box or something.
Okay. Stephanie, what are you doing? As Wayne and Harold are having a moment and James is becoming the new world champion.
I'm messing around with that small door again.
What are you doing specifically?
What am I doing specifically? She just like tries what Jimmy did earlier where he knocks on it, but she's like, "Can I just go through this door instead, please? Please, please, please."
Nothing is going to open. Give me a rating check, and don't worry about the house acting or waiting. It's not going to matter on this. I just want to see if you pick something up. Rating 3.
9.
So you needed a 10. You got that with your +3. You hear basically a click, 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 whir, and then nothing.
Oh.
You didn't feel any vibrations from the door. It sounded like it was coming from behind the door, but you're not able to get the door open.
So I picked up a gold pocket watch that's not ticking in that previous room. That's
Mhm.
Are there any other clocks in this room?
In this room, no, there are no clocks.
Someone with a better working brain than me. Is there any other ideas for this door so we don't have to go into the awful room? Or are we gonna go kill that
Wayne's
thing?
literally loading the shotgun right now. Hey, anyone got a band-aid? I think I got some blood on my face. And there's just like still blood and stuff. Just loading it.
I'll go grab the jacket off my corpse. Use this. It's quite absorbent.
Anyone got a... Okay, yeah. Did he get me? I think he got me.
I don't necessarily think
I got
I
him
think-
good though, right? I got him
Yeah.
You did, yep.
You have
Yep.
a massive welt on your face right now, Wayne. It's
Yeah.
like the Tommy Boy thing. Like it doesn't hurt so much here or here, but right here.
good. Is it noticeable?
Jesus, what happened to your face?
It's going to leave a bruise. Yeah, that definitely is.
And so then I reach back and I kick the body once more. Okay.
I mean,
Anyway.
the only other thought I have for the tiny door is shoot it.
You only
Wayne,
have so many
not really
bullets.
looking, just like lowers the shotgun he just loaded like down towards it and like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And just like fires it off.
You're gonna see the blast and splinters are gonna be flying, and then Wayne, it's like time just backpedals a second, and you're in the room. The door is perfectly fine. You have your shotgun aimed at it, but you've not hit it.
Do I remember trying to shoot it?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna look at the shells and see if any got counted.
It did.
It did. Okay. All right. Nothing. Nothing we do matters. Okay. Nothing matters. And yeah, that's fine. Like, do what you want. Go ahead. It's cool. Yeah, whatever. Throw us someone else in here to fight. Go ahead.
Steph, I know I'm not looking too good right now, but I tell you what, I'll handle that shotgun if you don't want to anymore.
I mean, I did pretty good.
Yeah, actually, you got him pretty damn good right in the leg. It was great.
Yeah.
Tell you what, here, you were down a couple shells, and I'll pull a couple of shells out of my pocket, and I'll make sure it's topped off. So 5 rounds.
Okay. Yeah. I
So how
only
many
used
more do you
one.
have in your pocket, James?
3.
Okay. If I freeze again, I'll give it. I promise.
All right. Yeah, that's good. For the time
Wayne,
being,
how
though,
many
I'll
more
pull
shells
out
do
my
you have,
hunting
too?
knife.
I have 5 total. Four are in the shotgun. I got 1 left. So I fired 2 at the buck, 2 at the guy, and 1 not at the door.
So I had fired 1 when I had 4. I fired 1, so I had 3. So how many did you give me? 2.
I gave you 2, but I should have given you 1 because it's a 4-round gun.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just take
Okay.
1.
So now I've got 4 extra shells.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Anyone
I
have
know
like a
combat
pack
can
of
be a
peas?
little brutal,
Ready.
but you lived through 2 of them in a row, rapid fire.
Pack of peas or something? Ice pack.
I don't.
I actually dig through my purse, and I do have a cold water bottle.
That'll do.
Oh, there you go.
I'll just hold that to my face as I'm trying to deal with this wound in my face.
And a Hello Kitty Band-Aid that I also put on.
She was
Little
smart because she
smiley
froze
face
the
sticker.
water bottle before the trip, so it's
Yeah.
still got that nice big chunk of ice in
Oh,
there.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. God, I remember when my mother used to. I'm like, Mom, you're crazy. And now I'm like, no, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Dude, you would be amazed at the amount I can fit in my purse of things.
It's a bag of holding.
Exactly.
Can I roll for my level 3 belt welt thingy
Yes,
on my
you
face?
I can.
You can do
I
it
can-
once a day as long as you're taking a few minutes, so go for it.
I can give assistance with that. I do have some medical.
If you're
training.
accepting his assistance, you get boon.
I'll put a hand on her shoulder again. You're a good guy, Harold. I don't care what they say about you.
Mostly, it's yes.
I don't care if
I'm
they
glad
say
to
you
help.
wear a human face.
Plus that should be good, yeah.
5, yeah.
So it's 14. So I think I needed a 10. So I think I'm good.
And the house axe. So that thud, thud, thud you heard right before the belt, you hear yet again. Distantly. It doesn't sound like a room nearby, but you do hear it echoing from some hallway somewhere.
I mean, we need a way. I mean, do we backtrack and see if we can find another route, or do we? I don't see a way to deal with that deer thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go say hi to the trailer again.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
I
Not
agree.
waiting, Wayne goes. Like,
Not
really.
trying to encourage you guys either way, but I do want to point out that Jimmy did do damage to it, and it was wounded. In case I didn't describe that well enough before. But back away from combat, it's always a smart choice.
I don't
in
know.
this house, too.
I feel like Wayne shot twice point blank with a shotgun and missed, so I feel like Wayne was looking to go the other way at this
Fair
point
enough.
now.
Fair enough. Again, not trying to push you guys. I just
Harold
wanted to
nearly
know
died.
What you're
I
looking
almost
at.
got bit by a snake that wasn't a snake. Yeah.
Yeah, your backpack's a real pain in the ass now too. It's completely unbalanced, and you only have one
No,
strap for
it's
it.
fine. I'm wearing like a messenger bag now.
There you go.
That's how I prefer to wear them anyway. I'm a hipster.
Even when
Let's
it
raid
had
this-
2
let's raid the
straps, he
trip.
used just the one.
I'll go into the
Yeah.
trailer and I'm gonna raid it for supplies.
So here's the thing: when you go through that room, you are outside the trailer again. You are
Yeah.
not in the trailer. You're outside.
Ah, jeez.
Because
That's okay.
the way
There's
your
no
brains
room.
are processing this, the casket room is the inside of the trailer.
Yeah.
God dang it.
You guys remember that
Try-
Matrix movie?
I gotta. Yeah. Shit.
I think we overdosed on the
Yeah.
blue pill.
I don't want
So
to see
right
how
now-
the rabbit hole goes.
You guys went out into the void of this trailer porch, right? And you spend a few minutes. You're recovering from wounds. This is a good point to end the session too, and you guys can plan throughout the next couple weeks of where you would like to go ahead. You got your butts kicked, but you came out swinging. You ended up killing whatever that monster guy was. So that's pretty impressive for a first real combat. You guys did pretty good.
We're babies. It was
I-
terrifying.
Just to help.
So you're coming out of the casket room. Your eyes are adjusting to the bright void. In a way, it's calming in a sense compared to the dim darkness of the rest of the place. But the fact that it feels so familiar is unnerving in a completely different sense. And this is where we're going to end the session. Congrats for surviving yet another session in the darkest house. Chuck, what do you got going on in your life right now?
Oh my gosh, bad internet. That's what I've got going on. No, tomorrow night over on twitch.tv/SteamSteelMurder. Everyone but Ashley will be over there playing Shadowrun.
Yeah, get out
Almost
of
the
here,
full
Ashley.
darkest house crew.
Almost. And then stuff with Jeff on Monday, but I'll let Jeff talk about that. And then Wednesday, depending on internet, we'll be doing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Yeah, that's Wednesday, Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Thursday, Watercolors and Warriors, our 5th Ed Ghibli campaign. Friday, some more Shadowrun using the Year Zero engine. And then Saturday, we'll be doing some Lankmar that's Bert running for us over on Goodman Games Official. Yeah.
Awesome. Jeff, what do you got going on?
Yeah, Chuck, reference Monday night over on twitch.tv/lollygaggers. We are playing Ultraviolet Grasslands. You can catch just Chuck and I in that. On Fridays on our channel, next Friday we're doing Delta Green Impossible Landscapes, which would be our finale for part 3 of a 4-part campaign. And Saturday we'll be doing One Ring, so Ashley and I will be in both of those games. And on Thursday next week over on the Garblight Games Twitch channel, I'm running a different Delta Green campaign there called Viscid, where my wife and I are getting a divorce because she doesn't support my designs on killing players. So
You can't have too much Delta Green. You can't have too much divorce, right?
I could go for a little more Delta Green. I could go for a little more.
Jake, what do you got going on?
Well, I'll be with Chuck doing some Shadowrun, some Lankmar, some Pathfinder, and some more Shadowrun. So, yeah, I'll just be popping in here and there at the Defenders of Kobold and on Steam, Steel, and Murder as well. So that's about all I got going on.
Ashley, you got anything you want to add?
Anything? No, not really. You could check out our YouTube channel in the Defenders YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of good stuff up there.
Lollygaggers YouTube channel. And if you want to catch up on the sessions you missed of Darkest House, youtube.com/Defenders of Kobold is where you can find the first 2 episodes. You should be finding the next episode sometime soon. And our next session will be December 18th, which is my birthday week.
Ooh,
And my present to myself might be a TPK. We never know until we get there.
that could be exciting.
Thank you all for playing. It's a lot of fun. I know the numbers with the 7s randomly thrown in there can be a little strange. Combat can be brutal, but you pulled through, and I am happy because I'm ready to keep torturing y'all. So thank you very much for joining us, and tune in 2 weeks.
Bye. Thank you guys.
Wow.
Dude, when we go into a room and there's a birthday cake on the table, we know we're dead.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Take a
Just
wish.
realized
That's
I'm supposed to to end
Yeah,
stream
you're
now.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We all get a present.
me.
And it's our own
I was just
head.
like waving, and I was, oh, that's
Yeah.
right, it's me now. So
I
bye.
was watching your mouse hand, wondering what you were doing.
Like, oh yeah, I was looking at porn. Bye.